This is a multi-building with multi-floor construction. The old Cobb department store is a 2-story building with a basement. And the green building was built in 1928 and had been vacant for 22 years. Once they bought it, they decided that, you know, it would be really neat to have the world headquarters of the Reager Dykes Auto Group in Lubbock, Texas. Even though we've expanded out in other communities at this time, this is where it all started.
The first phone call I got from the Reager Dykes building, their facilities manager at the time asked us to come out there and start doing some conceptual estimating for them. From there, when we got involved with the architects and the engineer and actually started figuring out how we're going to do it, there was no question in our mind that a VRFS system was the only way to go for this building.
It's been a multi-stage project to a point. They finished out some floors before they finished out the rest of the building. The floors are small enough on the Reager Dykes building. We had an outdoor unit per floor, and so we could do work with one floor without affecting the other floors. Whereas if we had air handlers or a large chiller type system, it would be a little more difficult.
That concept paid off because they made changes floor by floor, and it made it a little easier to do the redesign.
The biggest difference if we went ahead and installed a conventional carrier system would be less square footage because we would have to run a lot of ductwork and have places to put the units. And then we would have to go all the pipes all the way up to the roof. CITY Multi systems, all the piping goes to the branch box, and from the branch box you just got 2 lines going up to the outdoor unit. So there's a lot less material.
The biggest benefit is the ability to control the comfort range of the building. But not only do you have the ability to cool or heat at a personal comfort level for all these areas, it's much more efficient. So I think that in and of itself is the #1 selling point. For me as a contractor, I like the fact that I'm not throwing huge duct everywhere. So it makes coordination of mechanical and electrical systems much easier because we have so much less to deal with. For me as a contractor, that's probably the #1 selling point.
With the Mitsubishi, it gives you a lot of the benefits that you could previously only really see with chilled water, hot water, without having the expense of putting in a chiller and boiler for an entire building. You can target it more on just the areas you're working in.
Each individual office has its own zone. For the common spaces, we'll have 2 or 3 zones for each common area. So allowing them to have control of their temperature has made a huge difference and has made this building very, very comfortable.
The thing that's most impressive to me is probably the ability to monitor the system from remote locations. We really work hard to deliver a building to our clients that they can operate and can understand and can maintain with ease. And so to be able to kind of hold their hand through that initial process without having to send a crew of guys out there, that really saves us time. I think it saves them time, and it makes life easier for everybody. So that's the thing that I'm most impressed with.
I have access to all thermostats, and I can control, turn on and off, control temperatures, pretty much anything that you can do with each individual thermostat, including I can troubleshoot. And I can do it all from the control panel in my office, which is very nice instead of going up and down the stairs.
It's been really, really seamless. It's just been a great process. I think where Mitsubishi's been far superior is the startup has always been much smoother in my opinion, and that first year to 18-month period, the number of issues are so much smaller, but not only are those issues smaller, our ability to react to them and educate the client it's been much easier.
I don't really remember any problems, not with the Mitsubishi thing. We had some things to work out with code enforcement people on other things, but it wasn't Mitsubishi related.
We've had no problems whatsoever. We had a very hot summer. The cooling has been excellent. We've been very pleased with the system, and I'll be honest with you, having been in other construction in Albuquerque, the ease and installation, I mean, it was pretty amazing, honestly, compared to what I was used to seeing in other construction.
We're definitely believers in it, and we definitely promote it when we can, and there's so many cases make it through our system. In a lot of ways, I think it's probably the future of air conditioning in my opinion.